Okay, y'all, right here I got one of those little acorn trinket boxes from the Dollar Tree, and of course we're just going to open it up. Now, when I took the plastic off mine, pieces started chipping off of the little lid. So I took burnt umber, it matched almost perfect, and I was going to fix it, but then I could see all the spots, and I didn't like it, so I just painted the entire thing with burnt umber, which led to me painting the bottom, even the inside of it. I just want to let you know there's a reason for this. And then I painted the bottom with cashew. I gave it 2 coats of each. And then I'm going to take and coat the top of the little lid with gloss Mod Podge. And when we set that aside to dry, we're going to take our little trinket box. Well, first I'm going to take this beautiful napkin Miss May from Craft Away with May sent me. I love it. And my water pen. And I'm just first going to separate the plies. Well, the first one had just fallen off. And I'm like, well, isn't that easy? And I just take a piece of masking tape and stick it to my napkin and then just pull it that way. I'm going to pull this one only halfway off and just cut it down from there because I don't need the entire thing. And I like to keep the plies on it if I can. Keeps them from getting all floppy and tearing up. But with my water pen, I'm just going to go around certain sections of the napkin for now because what I want to try to do is get a piece of each, like leaf and acorn and pine cone, and I want to make sure I get every little bit of everything on my napkin. And I'm just being very gentle because I got it way too wet. But I'm just going to take my TDS Mod Podge brush from Miss Brandy from the DIY Struggle. All of her information's in my description box. And I'm going to give it a light coat of that gloss Mod Podge. And then just stick my piece of napkin on there. Now, this time, you guys know how I am. I really don't care if I have a little bit of wrinkles. And, but I really didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I think it's because I just used very, very lots amount of Mod Podge. But, again, just taking certain pieces that I want to try to get every leaf and all that jazz on my little trinket box. And I wish I'd bought this last year when it was $1.50 or $1.25. I paid $1.75 for it. But anyway, y'all see what I'm doing. And just take a light coat of Mod Podge and cover the top of it there. And after it completely dried, I'm going to take and give it another complete coat of Mod Podge. And, you know, just seal all that in. And while I put that aside to dry, I'm going to take my lid and I'm going to take that copper gilding wax and I'm going to put it all over my lid there. And here it is. You can't get much easier than that, and I think it's absolutely adorable. I like it much better than I did before. I mean, it's cute either way.
Hey y'all, my name is Kathyjodiys, and this is just our imagination. We host this every month, the second Monday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is an open challenge as we pick 3 items, and it's me, and I host this with Brenda from Rustic and Lakes DIY. Her and I both pick an item, and then every month someone is chosen who wins, who gets to guest host with us, and then that person gets to pick an item. And this month it was Nikki from Nikki's Eye for DIY. And then, okay, the challenge items were felt. I picked poster board or chipboard, and Brenda picked a napkin holder from the Dollar Tree. You know, those made or whatever. Anyway. So, let's see what everybody created. And congratulations, Nikki. And congratulations to the next person. And I got one thing to say. Let's get back to the video. Okay, right here. Brenda got me that little squirrel last year. She showed them to me. And I was like, these are so cute. And I didn't see any at my stores. And he's all chipped up and stuff. And I just want to make him more my style. Look a little bit more rustic, or not rustic, antique, rustic, both. But I paint him with that chestnut by Apple Barrel. And then I'm going to take, what is that? Oh, Waverly Antique Wax. Because he has little hairs, looks like hairs, you know, on him. He's well made. And he had dark, down inside there before. And I just want to bring that back. And doesn't that look so much better? Anyway, it looks like real hair. And I'm just going to cover him and wipe him off. And, you know, Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off. And then wipe them all down. And look how much better he's starting to look. Oh, even in his eyes, his belly, everything. But here I'm taking a dry, clean brush, a literal
clean, dry brush. And I'm going to go over it and try to get as much of that wax sitting in there off as possible. And then I'm going to take, I know what that paint is. Oh, my goodness. Everybody uses burnt umber. And I'm going to accentuate, like, all the little crevices in his body. And then I'm going to take that antique white, and I'm going to paint his eye. And, well, both of his eyes. And then, oh, I'm going to, like, paint some on his face here, but I'm not going to leave it like that. What I like to do is take a paper towel and spray it down with water and get my brush wet and then kind of run over stuff like that. And then it see, it spreads it out and it lightens it and you don't have big pieces of clumpy paint on stuff. You know what I mean? And if you don't like anything, just cover it with antique wax and start all over again. But I'm going to hit his ears and his little tail. Now right there, I just painted his tail. But again, I'm going to get my brush really wet and keep brushing over it like that until I get it like the shade that I want. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to do his little belly the same way. He's so cute. And then I'm going to, oh my goodness, still paint his belly. And then I'm just going to take that same brush and just going to brush over it. And plus, it's got a little bit of wax in it. So, and I'm going to take my black paint marker, paint pen, whatever. And I'm going to make it color his little pupils back in his eye. And then I'm going to take And then I'm going to take a pink paint pen and color the inside of his ears. I put 2 little white dots in each eye of the antique white. And then I'm going to color his little nut here. I don't know what color that is. But at the top of it, I'm going to paint in burnt umber. I'm so sorry. I'm telling you, every time I start a voiceover, my dogs decide they have to go outside. And I'm going to paint his nut. Yeah, that he's holding. And here he is, and I think he is absolutely adorable. Look at him. I think he looks much better than he did before. And, yeah, I just like him. Anyway, ain't he cute? Look. Oh, isn't he cute? Oh, ain't that pretty? Anyway, that's an awful long time. Y'all know what it looks like now. But what I decided to do is take my trinket box and fill it full of Spanish moss and then set my little guy down in there and just put some moss up and around him and take some of that copper gilding wax and go around him there and just distress my box a little bit like with it and put a couple little acorns in there and set that lid on his head. And this is the way I'm going to display him, and I think he's cute. Now, there you go, guys. That's something for a tiered tray, something just to sit on a bathroom shelf, something just to sit on your kitchen counter, just to set it anywhere. Set it on your lap if you want to, because I think it's just too cute. And look, you can just style it different ways. Aw, isn't it cute? Okay, this was Brenda's item. And I stretched and pulled that thing until that literally popped off. And I was surprised, but it hurt my wrist. And I started the other side, and I didn't have, like, a lot of leverage. I'm, like, pulling and pushing. And I tried my lime and pliers here to cut it and to, like, work it, like, a little bit, you know, around. Nah, it wasn't budging. So I need some bolt cutters, like Carolyn has from Craft Classy. So finally I just did that and pulled it off. And I don't know how I did it. And, yeah, there we go. Broke it right off there. It's not easy. Don't try that at home, y'all. And then I'm going to take one of them hanging shelves from the Dollar Tree. You know, the one that comes with the ring and the string. And I'm going to sand down around them holes really well. And sand the entire board. Front and back. And I'm going to paint it with that beautiful toffee glaze. It's Glidden, whatever. Glidden paints it is from Lowe's. I don't know. I bought some sample colors that I liked. So, and I just paint it front and back and the sides. And I got these beads. I love these beads. They're 20-millimeter beads from Miss Yasmin Delmonica. And you guys, if you ever cut your tassel, just take some extra string, wrap it down around your top bead, and just pull your string. And it will hold. It will stay. And your beads won't go, flying everywhere. And I'm going to put 6 of them. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. My heat pump just keeps going. On the top of, that. And then I'm going to put that down in them holes. Now, you're going to have to bend and work it and stretch it and just, you know, you're always like, this ain't worth it. I'm not doing that. But that's what I did because that was one of my challenge items. And yeah, I just keep trying to form it until it goes down in the hose. And when I get it down in there and make sure it's going to go, and I pull it, look, pulling this out, I was like, my goodness, it's something else. Good gravy, look at that. It ain't going nowhere. I go ahead and put my beads on it and stick it down in there. I just wanted to show y'all what y'all have to do. But it's easier if you do that. Set it down and then pull it up. I learned that lesson the hard way because I put it on upside down the first time, right? Yeah, there we go. And then I had taped it because I want to make sure it's set level and flipped it over, so just ignore that. But I'm just going to hot glue all the beads together just like you see me doing there, and hot glue the beads to the shelf itself. I'm doing a lot of rhyming today, aren't I? Anyway, and I put a lot right there and kind of twist that bead down on there, so that way, yeah, I'll make sure that it stays, especially if it's glued to the other ones. And y'all don't want to see that. And then I'm going to take that Dixie Belle No Paint Gel stain in the color Walnut, and I'm going to stain my beads in the same there Mr. Miyagi, but it's not wax, but you know, we're just going to say that because we're going to put it on and wipe it off, right? Yeah. And what I'm going to do is distress it some, and what I paint the sides there with that stain and wipe it off. And I made another DIY to go with this, you guys, and it just, I didn't have enough time, and it was finished, but added all that mess, and my video needs to be loaded. It should have been loaded already, but issues. But I'm just going to, same thing, put it on and kind of like smear that in. I don't want it real heavy. And as you can see, that's it. And there it is, just a cute little riser shelf thing, and you can pick it up and carry it like a little teeny tiny food tray for a little kid, but just style it, decorate it up. For fall, I don't know, for any time, paint it any color y'all want. Nobody's gonna make that because you don't want to take that thing apart. I mean, come on. Anyway, it's got the crafters in time, you guys. And look, Miss Teresa recreated that spice rack, that spice shelf. I'm so happy. I love it. Look what a good job she did. I said hers is better than mine because she used real wood. Look at it. I love it. Great job. And Lori Moore, oh my goodness, look at her windows at Farmer House. That is too cute. And that, oh my gosh, those overalls, I love that. I need that in my life. And then Kathy Simmons made these beautiful pumpkins. Look at them, what a great job. Look at the texture on them. I think they're very, very pretty. And then Kim Brown, all her fall stuff. I like how she took those individual pumpkins from the Dollar Tree and changed them, F-A-L-L. I think that's great. And look at that napkin, how pretty in that little gnome. Oh my goodness, and her hello fall, that has to be a big frame. And then here is some of her Halloween stuff. And that one with them little kids down there trick-or-treating has to be one of the cutest things. I'm telling you the truth. Anyway, okay, y'all. Right here, I got a piece of a pool noodle. And I originally cut it at 5 inches. 5 inches. And I'm trying to twist it here and trying to make a part C. Yeah, like that to dent it. Like you would a balloon. You know how if you was making a balloon animal? But yeah, it don't work. So I take 2 rubber bands, I think, and I'm trying to really get that to go, so I just put it around that poo noodle, whatever, y'all, there. And there's my Boo Y'all shirt. Y'all will know about that in a minute. And I thought that if maybe I cut around, I could make it look more round at the top. I wish that I would have cut like down more on the sides, but I didn't want it to be square and flat on the top of it. And so I just trimmed that off there. See, I don't know. Yeah, see, I wish I would have made it more round, but I don't know. It kind of worked to my advantage. I mean, there was a couple of happy accidents in this one. And then with this one, too, there was something else I wanted to make and didn't get a chance to. But I'm going to take another rubber band and go really as tight as I can around that there again. I think y'all know what I'm making. Well, you don't know what I'm making, but you know that's a head. Anyway, so... anyway, I don't know why I'm staring at it. So, that's what it was. I thought that bottom part, the body, is just too long. And I think I need to cut some of it off. So, what I end up doing, you guys, is taking a 1/2 inch off of it and cut it in it. A 1/2 inch off of it. It looks like an inch. Maybe I cut it. I don't know. I know it's 4.5 inches now. Wasn't it 5 to begin with? Yeah, who knows? Look how crooked I cut it. Who knows what length it is? But anyway. See? I say it's 4.5 inches now, so that's what I say. And Charlie on them, number 2 is felt. I don't even know if the napkin thing. And I just traced out the top and the bottom of my poo noodle, and I went a little bit I cannot talk, a little bit bigger on that one because, well, I want to make sure it goes down over that area there. And I'm going to take Eileen's tacky glue from Miss Rhonda Barney. She got me 2 great big giants. I know I still need to show my gifts and stuff and my birthday cards and birthday money. I'm going to tell you what, some of y'all, Barbara Stomp, that's too much. Anyway, but thank you. I appreciate it so very much. Appreciate it very much because my views are down. And I think I know why, but I just don't want to get into it right now. But I'm going to share with you. I thought about doing that monthly subscription thing. Would any of y'all want to join that if I did? You know what I mean? Anyway, but I'm just going to put that felt on there. And I put a rubber band on it to hold it down till it dried because of where it was rounded. It was, I don't know, it just didn't seem to want to stick as well. But, and I'm just going to trim off all that excess. And there, I guess it's dry already. Oh, that was the bottom, sorry. Yeah. I'm just trimming off that excess. Y'all, I must have been falling asleep a lot in this one because I left a lot of junk in it. Did not need to be in there. But anyway, I'm going to cut that felt at 6.5 inches. And I tell you what I did, which worked out almost just perfect. But if I were y'all, I would put my little dude there closer to the bottom than the top. Does that make sense? Instead of putting him like square middle. But I just cover him in that Eileen's. Again, thanks, Miss Ronla. I mean, she sent me 2 big bottles of that, y'all. And I'm using it. And, yeah, I had to move him. But I'm just going to roll him up there in that nasty felt. That felt isn't as bad as that Dollar Tree felt. That stuff sticks in my skin, and it just gives me chills. It makes my teeth hurt. Anyway, but when I wrap it around there, I'm going to take my thumbnail and really, really shove that felt down inside that neck area. I mean, I shove it down in there. And then, of course, we're going to take another rubber band for now. We will be removing this later. And putting it around his neck again really tight to make sure I hold that into place. And you see, I wish that I'd had a little bit more of that felt left over at the top than the bottom. I had more at the bottom. I think I even put it crooked. But, and then, yeah, at the bottom because you won't want as much because, you'll see. And when I started pushing it in, I was going to start, the snip and fold, the clip and fold. I was like, no, wait a minute. Let me see here. So I just start hot gluing it like down to the top of it. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is working out perfect. Look. And it did. It made its point little ears. And I'm like, awesome. Yeah. And then I had to get on in a minute, not right now, but I'm just going to glue his little ears together, hot glue them together. And then I'm going to, just like I said, you're going to snip it and fold it, and snip it and fold it, and snip it and fold it, all the way around the bottom. And then I'm going to take and set him on another piece of felt and trace that out. And, oh no, never mind, I'm not going to do that right now. I put some pins in his head to hold that down. There I'm tracing. I don't know why I showed you me taking the pins out. Anyway, whatever. And I'm going to take a paint can opener because I couldn't get down in there to get that out. And by the time I got done doing that, that neck was completely dry, y'all, and hard. It was, and it ain't moved. But I'm just going to freehand, a wing here and cut it out. And then I'm just going to, that felt actually is nice too. That one came from Joann's when they were still in business. But I just traced it out on that fabric too. I wanted to show you that. I lost that footage. But I traced it out on that fabric and cut it on the inside of the line. 2 of them. Did that 2 times. And then I'm going to take Beacon Fabric Tack Glue and I'm going to glue that fabric into that inner part of that, on top of that felt, not on the inner, yeah, you all see. And then I had originally cut out with that fabric little, like feather shapes, just like teardrop shapes. And I had glued them all over his belly. And I'm going to hot glue my wings on. But see, I end up doing away with that. That's why I didn't show you all that mess. But I'm just holding them in place, make sure they're even on both sides. And I'm going to glue them on. And then, I don't know what I'm done. You guys, I've had to literally stop and restart this video voiceover 5 times because of these dogs. But I just took little pieces of felt that I had left over. Well, I clipped it down real tiny and I glued it to the tips of his little ears. And here I'm just going to, I drew his face, what I thought, and I just cut it out. I just freehanded most of this, you guys. And, yeah, I'm just going to hot glue it down right there. And then, I'm so sorry, I'm going to cut out a piece for his belly because I just thought that would look better. And originally, I hot glued it over those feathers. But, y'all, I did a total rehaul. I took that thing completely apart and added more felt, new felt, to his bottom part. I had the old felt on. I just covered it up. But all those feathers and wings and everything was taken off. I was able to reuse the wings, but not the belly and the feathers. But anyway, y'all see what I did. And I'm going to take... yeah, a piece of orange felt. I just cut the side of the tip of it off there, corner, whatever. And I'm going to hot glue it down to his little face, and I hot glue up underneath it to make it stand out some because I think that's just too short. And then I'm going to take some more of that fabric, and I'm going to just cut out a little piece that would fit right on the inside of his little belly there, and I'm going to hot glue that down to his little belly there. Excuse me. And then I'm going to take these big brown buttons that I have, and I'm going to hot glue them on for his eyeballs. I know, right? And then, oh, I got that Scarecrow hat from the Dollar Tree. And I pulled the little patches off because I thought I was just going to cover that. But then, no, that didn't. And then I was like, no. And then one of our challenge items was poster board or chipboard. So I was like, there we go. I can use that. But I couldn't just get off using that little tiny piece. I just felt guilty. So last minute, y'all. Last minute, I just threw together something. You'll see it. I don't know about it. But I cut out some of that felt and hot glue it to that card, that poster board. Gee whiz. And then I'm going to hot glue my piece of styrofoam that came on my hat right on top of that. And I'm going to bend it, to make it look like a top hat in a way. But I'm going to take that fabric and I'm going to cover the rest of it. I'm just going to hot glue it down, wrap it around, and look, that was wonky. Hot glue it down, wrap it around, and I'm just, again, just snip and glue, anything that's round, and then hot glue it down. And see, I'm rhyming everything today. And I just take another little piece I cut out and hot glued it to the top of his hat there. And then I'm going to take a piece, I took the Scarecrow brim and laid it on that fabric and cut a circle out with it. And just folded it in half and put a snip in it here. And then folded it the opposite direction, put a snip in it there. And we're going to slide it down over that right there. Yes, we are. And then, how you guys doing? This is a lot, you guys, apparently. Oh, my goodness. And I'm just going to take Beacon Fabric Tack Glue, and I'm going to glue all around it and glue that fabric to the top of that poster board, y'all. Anyway, and then I'm going to take, there's my boo, y'all. Ain't it cute? Take that braided jute ribbon and wrap it around and hot glue it down. And then we're going to dump some hot glue on his head and glue it down there. And then we're going to take these 2 leaves that I got from Hobby Lobby. Those are going to be his little feet. And oh my goodness, he is so dapper. I'm going to take these black half beads and I'm going to hot glue them to the center of my button. And those are going to be his eyes. Now, y'all, I was going to make him a house, but I ran out of time. But anyway, May sent me a bag of all those little bows and bow ties. And I found this navy blue one. And I was like, that's perfect to match that brown. And we hot glued it on. And here he looks like he's got glasses on. I think he's cute. I do. He's a wise old owl. Anyway, all that work for that. Okay, y'all. This is the one I threw together just like half an hour ago and literally just pulled this one out of my butt. But I'm going to trace one of them chargers from the Dollar Tree and, of course, cut on that poster board and cut it out. And I'm going to take and just roll it up here. And I'm not making a witch's hat, I promise. And, just cut off the excess there and then hot glue that down real good. And we're going to cut around it to get it as flat, as flush as we can to sit down to the top of our other poster board there. And then I'm going to cut that piece off. I cut about 3 inches off. I wish that I would have left that center piece right there only about 5 inches. And I cut up about an inch, like all the way around that cone. And I'm going to fold all those pieces up. And then we're just going to start hot gluing them down to the poster board. Excuse me. And usually I just lift that up with my hot glue gun. I know, I'm lazy, I reckon. But see, I think I wish I'd cut that about 2 inches shorter, because I think it's about 7 inches long. And I'm going to take this drop cloth and I'm just going to cut a piece off here and cut around it and leave about an inch around, even though that's wonky as all get out, I know. And, of course, you know the drill, slit and glue. And I'm going to take that Aleene's tacky glue and I'm going to glue those pieces all the way around. And we're going to do the same thing we did to Mr. Man's hat. But this one I'm going to bend and try to, I can't talk. Good golly. Make it all kind of wonky-esque. And this is deja vu. I literally did this again. And I should have just done it whenever I had it doing it, but whatever. Same thing with Mr. Man. Going to fold it in half, fold it the other way, make a slit in it, and then I'm just going to cut a little bit bigger to make sure it's big enough to go down over that. Yes. And then I cut off the high parts, and I'm just going to start hot gluing it down there like that. Seriously, I was on the phone with May, and I said, May, oh my gosh, I need to do something for poster board. I don't know what to do. And she said, you'll figure it out. So I was like, thanks. And I was like, I'm going to make a Scarecrow hat. That won't take that long. And she's like, you got this. It'll be great. Well, it's not. So, yeah, maybe she gave me the big head and I just destroyed it. But anyway, it could have been better. But the concept is here and it's inspiration. And now y'all know how to make a Scarecrow hat if you want. But anyway, I'm going to take another piece. Here's where I messed up. I was in such a hurry. I didn't slow down and just pay attention to what I was doing. I just started gluing stuff willy-nilly. Like, oh, here we go. Let's do this. Let's willy-nilly it. Whatever that means. What does that mean? Willy-nilly. Where'd that come from? Well, who's Willie? And what's a nilly? Oh, my, oh. Anyway, we're just going to hot glue that fabric there to our cone and cut off any excess. And yeah, see, I didn't figure it out right to make it come up to a peak. And normally, like I said, if I'd taken my time, I could and would have had. But I was just going to town. And, yeah, just still hot gluing that down. Y'all know how to hot glue, but apparently I think you don't think your challenge is in the hot gluing area. Well, yeah, I'm still hot gluing it. Anyway, let's move on. Cause see, look at my peak here. Look, I was just like tired of fussing with it. I just glued it all together. And then I left a little bit, maybe half an inch, some places like a fourth or an eighth or 1/16 of an inch, because I was just in a hurry again. And I'm going to hot glue that fabric down all underneath there, because I want it to look like a seam, but it's just sloppy, messy, but nobody should be seeing under it. And if they come over lifting my stuff up, I'm going to be like, don't look under my stuff. What's wrong with you? Anyway, look at my shirt. I love it. My mama got me that for my birthday. It says, I'm not a hot mess. I'm a spicy disaster. I'll show it to y'all later, but I don't know why I told you. But anyway, I'm going to take this embroidery thread here and an embroidery needle, and I'm going to start running through it. But you all cannot even see what I'm doing because I'm facing myself. And I'm going to run it back through the same holes here. And then I'm going to, when I get it through there, I'm going to come down and make an X. Or not an X. I'm going to go down at an angle because the goal is to make an X. And I go back through and come back through the hole. Then I go back up to the top through the other hole again. But y'all cannot see anything. And I'm just like, I just don't know how to remedy this part. I need to get a better angle when I'm doing certain things. But, yeah. I see, I'm so sorry, y'all. And that's the first time I've ever done anything like this. And I'm just like, well, we'll just, whatever. Take it on a run, baby. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, it's not the best, but it's something. But y'all see what I did right there. But I'm just going to take that ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around there. And I end up changing my mind and covering that up. But, okay, I'm going to take this ribbon, I'm going to take 4 ribbons that I want. Now, look, I'm just attaching the ends all together. I haven't made a bow like this in 10 years. And I'm going to take that. I love that stuff. That is from Miss Vicky Schaefer. But Danny Steinmeier sent me some too. But I'm just going to fold it like 4 times. See? Fold it 4 times. All of them stuck together there. I'm going to cut off room for a tail, fold it in half, and then I'm going to snip the inside of it. This is like you do some of the bows. Now, right here in the back where I snipped it, I'm going to twist those tails and face them forward because I want my tails in the back. See what I did? And then I'm going to take 4 pieces of that ribbon again, and I cut them down. I'm going to lay them across the back there. See? Just like that. So I have tails on the opposite side. And I'm going to take my wire tie and stick it through there and pull it really, really, really tight. And you got a great, big, giant, poofy bow. And it's so easy. Just attach your ribbons, wrap them, and it's really easy bow to make, y'all. And I'm going to hot glue that bad boy to my hat there. But, I dovetail the ends, but not before I cover around that, that. With that came from Danny Steinmeier. Yeah. And I'm just going to wrap it all the way around. And I wrap it twice because you could see that ribbon through it. But I leave tails in the back each time I did it. And then I did cut off some more pieces and just hot glue them down there and have them like whimsy going kind of everywhere. But I was going to tell y'all, when you hot glue your bow on, if you have your tails, you take them and you tack them down also. That's going to help hold your bow on better. Yeah. So, but you can still move your tails around and everything and go up underneath it and tack it all down because I want to make sure this bad boy does not come off there. And then I'm going to take my Tim Holtz Walnut Distressing Ink. I didn't say Holtz that time. And I'm going to dirty my whole hat. Now, y'all don't have to do this. I wish I would have coffee stained that fabric, but I didn't. So, it is what it is. And I even put that on the ribbon. And then I'm going to take these beautiful leaves. I love these. So pretty and vibrant that I got from Amazon. They are in my Amazon store. I'm not saying go buy them. I'm just saying if y'all's interested. And I'm going to take these leaves here I got for 98 cents from Walmart. And I'm just going to layer and stack them on my hat all the way around. I don't know about this one, y'all. And my peak did not want to lay down. But, yeah, I just go all the way around through there. And then I take 2 little acorns. And I'm just going to make a loop in my jute here. And put the stem in there, and then I'm going to knot it, double knot it, and I make a little teeny tiny shoelace bow, and I'm going to hot glue that to the center of my big old giant bow. And here it is, and I set that little bird on it because one of y'all, I can't remember who, said that's what my other Scarecrow needed, and I was like, that's genius. But if you just wanted that sitting on the shelf, there you go. Now, he's too heavy, but whenever I just stuck a tack through the brim and hung him up on the wall here. And I set another little bird on top of him, but that one wouldn't stand. And I think that one's cute. I got that from my mama. Anyway, see my little bluebird up there? And there it is. Yep, that's my Scarecrow hat, y'all. I just don't know. Y'all just tell me what you think. But be nice. Most of y'all are just amazing. I just appreciate y'all. But some of y'all just mean. Okay, y'all, this one is just epic. This one made me fall out laughing. This, get ready. So, I remember doing this in junior high art class. And I went online because I'm a goober. I went on to Google. And I was like, do you paint the inside of an owl's ear like pink? Because that's why I'm goofy. And when I typed that in, of course, no was the answer. But little pictures came up, and this was there, and I was like, oh, my gosh, I remember making that. This is something great you can make with a kid, but this one is so funny, y'all. So I stuffed him full of polyfill and hot glue there, and I just drew another face like I did the one, and these little leaves came from Miss Luann. I could not say her last name. Miss Luann OK is what I call her, and these are going to be his little feet. And I cut him a little beak, and I got these 2 buttons for his eyes. And I just glue them down there. And I did draw him some wings and cut them out, but I don't think I have them laying there. What am I doing? Oh, gluing his little beak on. And then I'm going to take those black half beads and glue them on the inside of his eye, too. Every time I do this challenge. I take 2 pine cones and make him some ears. This is just too funny. Wait a minute. And then I don't know why I take some more of that polyfill and give him some crazy hair up in his so then I'm just like, oh, let's go all the way. I got a stick from the yard. I've had it forever and laying in my room. And I take some jute twine and I wrap it around it and attach those leaves to my stick. And then y'all can't see most of this because it's hidden, but I'm gonna hot glue my little man there down to that stick. Anyway, sorry y'all. Woo, get ready. And I glue some pine cones in the tree, okay? And then I'm gonna hot glue this mushroom. It came from the Dollar General last year after summer. For 50 cents, there was little bunches of them. You'll see, I'll show you in a minute. But I also glue, and then one of these mushrooms came from Dollar General, just recent, and they're $1. And I glue one of those on, but y'all, I put pine cones in. So I know it's like my tree produces, so pine cones and acorns. So it's an oak, pine, maple tree. And it just produces whatever it wants. I almost threw some apples in there. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? Anyway, I take one of them sticks from the Dollar Tree you get, and I drill a hole down the center of it. And then I'm like, well, let's get some oak leaves and stick them down in there. And that's exactly what I did. That's what I did. And I hot glued that stick to my stick. I know I'm not making any sense. Then it looked like my mushroom was defying gravity. So I took another stick and I glued it up underneath it to make it look like my mushroom was sitting on a stick. Don't ask me why. But I took a stick and put it in the back to prop it up because I'm like, this thing is getting heavy and it is going to tip over. But, y'all. And then, it gets good. Anyway, so I glued that on. Don't ask me why I did this, but I took moss and I put it up my stick and on to cover up the stick on the leaves. So I guess it's a mossy oak now. So it's just I don't know. So tacky. I'm surprised I didn't hang some pine cones from it. Anyway, and then I just start putting moss everywhere and. Got some berries on there. It looks like fall threw up on my table. Anyway. Oh, no. Here's everything, y'all. Oh, my gosh, you guys. It's so funny. Look, I'm going to use the words of May. There was nobody here to stop me, so I kept going. You know, I love y'all so very much. And it just goes to show, half of y'all is just as crazy as I am, coming back here every week and watching me, but I appreciate it. I sure do. And kind of judge you a little bit. I think there might be something wrong with you. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But I appreciate you all so very much. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. Give me a big thumbs up. And click that notification bell. Oh, and hype me, guys. Hype me, hype me, hype me. There's a new button called a hype button. If you do that, it helps push my video out, y'all. And Lord knows I need it because I am sinking fast. Anyway, I just appreciate y'all. Seriously, like I said, I love you. And I thank you for everything and all the birthday gifts. It just means the world to me that y'all think about me. I love you. Have a great week. I want to show y'all this shirt my mama got me for my birthday. It says, I'm not a hot mess. I'm a spicy disaster. Is that true? That's true. And anyway, I got all kinds of nice things. I plan on showing you all everything soon. Just stop, camera. But look at these pajamas she got me.
So you get the pants. I love big old baggy pajamas, obviously. Pajama pants. And the shirt. Oh, almost fell. Look how cute. And it also has shorts with it. In case I'm hot. Oh, I'm hot. No, I'm joking. And I want to show y'all. May, for my birthday, this is just some of the stuff she got. Y'all wait and see. Look at this. This is true. Sunshine mixed with a little hurricane. It's an inside joke because she thinks she's funny, but everybody agreed. But my husband fell out over this one. Look, and you all know I love funny shirts. I'm always wearing funny shirts. I tried to be normal once. Worst 2 minutes of my I love it. I love it. I got her some funny shirts for her birthday too. But anyway, and my husband got me cute when I wore it. It's in the video. It says "Boo, y'all," and it's got skeletons and stuff. But anyway, sorry, just wanted to tell you.